Hey there, Samitian here, and welcome back to Marvel Legendary Legacy Adventure. Last time we defeated Annihilus with a really strong Nebula deck, and the Iceman was in there too, but it was honestly mostly Nebula. Being able to KO your entire Greys, all your starter cards, getting rid of them all is pretty good. Today we're moving on to battle number 4 in Yondu's Hero Path. So today we're facing the Supreme Intelligence of the Kree. He always leads the Kree Star Force. I don't know what this is. It's a big head in a jar. Master Strike, the Supreme Intelligence gains a shard, then each player reveals their hand and discards each card with cost equal to and cost 1 higher than the number of shards on the Supreme Intelligence. So, at the very least, you're discarding all of your 2 costs. Oh no, it's different, because you don't discard the lower ones. So if he has 1 shards, you discard 1 and 2. If you have 2 shards, you discard 2 and 3, etc. Okay. Simple enough. Here's the Kree Star Force. His scheme is to corrupt the next generation of heroes. Set up 8 twists, add 10 sidekicks to the villain deck. Special rules, sidekick in the villain deck and cities are villains. Their attack is 2 plus the number of twist decks next to the scheme. When you defeat a sidekick, gain it to the top of your deck. Twist 1 through 3 to Twist 1 through 7, each player returns a sidekick from the discard pile to the sidekick stack, then 2 sidekicks from the sidekick stack into the city. Twist 8, all sidekicks escape. Evil wins when 4 sidekicks escape. So you gotta kill the sidekicks. It's very sad. We're also facing the Elders of the Universe and the Cytoplasm Spikes. Playing as Yondu, Star-Lord, but the MCU version, Iceman, and Cable. So let's talk about the setup a little bit. Cytoplasm Spikes are very scary, and I don't have a whole lot of ways to deal with them currently. This is sort of a way to deal with it. You put a sidekick on top of your deck, and then you just kill the sidekick with the Cytoplasm Spikes. KOing a sidekick isn't that big of a deal, and it also has a chance to give you some extra recruit if you KO a special sidekick from it. So that could work pretty well. Unfortunately, I have KO'd probably the best way of dealing with this scheme, which would be Richter, because it's got a lot of investigate. You can just investigate your deck, make sure there's not a non-gray on top. Easy. But none of these really have any way that they can deal with it, so let's talk about maybe replacing some of them with someone else. So we can't replace Yondu, because he's the protagonist, he's the main character of this hero path. Yondu is not bad. He's more of like a flex character. He's got 4 different classes in his setup. 4 different classes with 4 different triggers. And his rare is good, but you could take this on like anyone and still be pretty happy with it. So he's like a flex character, in my opinion. You don't build a deck around Yondu, despite the fact that he has a triple Guardians trigger. Instead, you just use Yondu to fill out your other decks with the cards that fit, like the ranged cards could go into a ranged deck. The covert cards can go into a covert deck. This one can go into an instinct deck. Then we got the 2 Star-Lords. I don't want to replace either of them because they are both artifacts. Both have artifact synergy, and I like them. They are mine. I keep them forever. I don't want to replace Iceman because Iceman is Iceman. I honestly kind of don't want to replace Cable either. He's got some range for Iceman. Disaster Survivalist is pretty cool. This one's kind of meh because I don't have a whole lot of X-Force, X-Factor, whatever this X-Team is. And his rare is pretty busted. But if I have to replace somebody, I will replace Cable. So, who do I want? Why do I want to replace someone? Who do I want to bring in? Well, my biggest fear with this setup is Cytoplasm Spikes are going to KO something I really want. And if I don't have Richter anymore, Richter was KO'd a couple videos ago, then I'm going to go with the next best option, which is Phoenix. Now, this might be a mistake, because for the most part, she doesn't really fit with anything going on right now, but this card is good. This card is good. The problem is all of her cards are like temporary, but she's got her uncommon. Now, her uncommon could help me deal with the cytoplasm spikes a little. I kill a spike. Oh no, it KO'd one of my good cards. I play Reincarnating Phoenix and I get that good card back. That's my reasoning for wanting to take Phoenix. And Driven Mad by Power is a win condition all on its own, but it's a scary win condition. I think we can make this work, if we get it. Alright, and that's my reasoning for everything. Did I save? I don't know if I saved. I'm going to save again, in case I lose and need to redo the setup. Alright, let's go. There's all the sidekicks in the villain deck. Alright, Ambush, Contest of Champions Tech. Each player that loses must reveal their hand and trade a non-great card from their hand with a card in the HQ that costs the same or less. If Evil wins, the trader gains a shard for each trade that occurred. Well, Evil's going to win, but no trades are going to occur, so this doesn't really do anything. Where did the Contest of Champion cards go? They go on the bottom, right? Yeah, bottom of the hero deck. So I reveal the top 2 cards of the hero deck. Whichever gives him the most score makes him win. So he gets 12 points from Implanted Memory Chip. Both of these sides get 0. So Evil wins, but no trades occur because there's no non-gray cards here. And these both go on the bottom. Losing Implanted Memory Chip kind of sucks. Wait, what was the other card? Legendary Outlaw. Losing that also sucks, because I really wanted to make an artifact deck work. But we do appear to have a lot of Icemen, which will be a good thing. So I'm just going to take all these 3 on one side, probably the left. So I'll take these 2 first to maybe see more cards. Alright, Iceman. Okay, Iceman is going to be a deck. Ambush. Each Kree villain in the city gains a shard, including this villain. You're not a Kree. And you're not a villain. Okay. So if left side's going to do a range thing, what am I doing on the right? I kind of still want to make this work. I still want to make Star-Lord work, despite the fact that I've put 2 of his pretty important cards on the bottom. Which means I think I want an officer, but I can get an officer next turn. I kind of also want to take Interstellar Hunter just to peep the villain deck a little bit. I'll take this. And then I'll probably take an officer next turn. Alright, well there's Cytoplasm Spikes. Now, KOing a non-gray isn't the end of the world. Because you get the extra recruit and can buy a more expensive card, you can replace the card that you KO'd with a better card, maybe. But I would still rather it not happen. So what am I taking? I can take both of the 2 costs. Or I could take Ice Slide right now. Both of the 2 costs would clear the city a little bit more. Maybe get something over here that the right side wants to buy for 5 instead of just buying an officer. And I don't really feel super threatened right now that I need Ice Slide. There are no sidekicks in the city yet. No sidekicks have escaped. I don't need to be super aggressive about the HQ or about clearing the city. So I'm just going to take the 2 costs currently. And then I can move into Ice Slide in the next draw cycle. Alright, now I'm feeling a little threatened. Each player returns the sidekick from the discard pile to the sidekick stack. No one has any. Then 2 sidekicks from the sidekick stack enter the city. We got a dog, and we got a normal. So these our attack is 2 plus the number of twists next to the scheme, so they're currently 3 attack. Okay, so I do want to get to Implanted Memory Chip. I also kind of want Interstellar Hunter, though. Covert isn't going to work here. Like a pure Covert deck. I mean, Phoenix has some. I love that I put Phoenix in to deal with certain aspects of the setup, and she hasn't shown up yet. It's very rude of her. I'm gonna buy at least one officer. Try to get to Implanted Memory Chip. Implanted Memory Chip is kind of bonkers. This is a good officer early. And I'm gonna buy a new recruit. Buying sidekicks feels like a mistake for this setup just because they go back to the sidekick stack sometimes, and it's not very... yeah, just a waste of time. Alright, well, you have escaped. You don't have an escape effect, but I do need to KO something, and I'm going to KO Interstellar Hunter just because I want everything else. Okay. Artifacts is going to work. Okay. So I could this turn, if I do this trigger, I don't need the recruit, so... if I use the trigger from Whistling Arrow, I can kill the spikes. There are 2 blue cards left in my deck. So it's a little spicy, but I'm gonna do it anyways. If I KO a 2 cost, that isn't the end of the world. They're both deep freezes. Deep freezes are nice. It's not the end of the world if I lose one, so I'm going to draw a card. Okay. Then I gain a shard, and I burn any number of shards. Defeat a villain with printed VP equal to the number of shards I burned. So, KOing, killing the spikes. Fight Feast. If Cytoplasm spikes feast on a non-gray hero, you get +2 recruit. Alright, that's good. And I'm going to buy Ice Slide. Okay, Life and Death Incarnate is a good card. I can take that on either side and be happy about it. Alright, twist number 2. Each player returns a sidekick from the discard pile to the sidekick stack. No one has any, right? Yep. Then 2 sidekicks from the sidekick stack into the city. Alright, you have escaped. So I need to KO something. I hate that, because I want all of these cards. I guess Life and Death Incarnate. It feels bad. Okay. The Star-Lord stuff is coming together as long as I don't end up KOing any of it, so... So, 2 recruit, triple shield trigger, draw a card. Okay, I can't fight anything because the sidekicks are now at 4. But I can buy both of these. I don't have shards, right? No. Yeah, I can buy both of these. Alright. This is not great. This is not very good at all. Okay, you have escaped. Ambush happens before escape, I'm pretty sure. Ambush. Each player may draw a card. Korath gains a shard for each card drawn this way. How do I feel about this? I don't actually want to draw on this side because I want to get everything. I want these cards in the shuffle. This side... This is not very good. I have 1 trooper in here, so I'll have 3 attack this turn. It's not a lot of attack, and drawing an additional card is unlikely to get me to a good point. So this side's not going to draw a card. This side, on the other hand, will draw a card, and you will get a shard. So I draw a card, then I draw a card, and I get +1 recruit. I'm gonna buy Ice Slide and hopefully not lose immediately. Wait, I need to KO something from Lockjaw's game. I KO'd Reincarnating Phoenix. I was gonna KO Reincarnating Phoenix anyways. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. So you have escaped. I need to KO something. I'm gonna KO this. Alright. 1 attack, draw a card. 1 attack, Danger Sense 2. Okay, they're both villains, so I get 2 attack. And the sidekicks are at 4, so I can fight 1 this turn. Which one do I want? I mean, you're just strictly the better one. And they go on top of my deck, right? Yeah, gain it to the top of your deck. This is probably the best. I don't have a lot of good stuff to draw into currently, which kind of sucks. Darwin's okay, Lockheed's okay. Just getting some more attack might be nice. Guaranteed 2 attack to clear the city a little bit more. So I gain this to the top of my deck. And I'm going to buy Element Guns. Alright, we got some spikes. I have 3 recruit. If I play Ice Slide, then Ice Slide, I'll have 5 attack, and then I play this and I'll have 5 recruit and I can buy Frostbite Armor. I like that order. 5 attack is still enough to fight a sidekick. This side does have cards it wants to draw into, so taking the sidekick would probably be pretty good. Although both of my big attack cards are in my hand already. That's probably fine. I'm going to play them in this order. 2 attack, then 2 attack, and I get +1 attack for each other ranged hero I played this turn. And then I draw a card, and I get +2 recruit for each other ranged hero I played this turn. And I get Frostspike Armor for 5. And I'm going to fight... I'm going to fight the normal sidekick for 4. Which good. Gain it to the top of my deck. Okay, the first time I play an artifact, it's each turn, including this one, I get +1 recruit. Then 1 attack, Danger Sense 2. Okay, 2 attack. Because this is a 2-player game, this is guaranteed 2 wounds sent out, which kind of sucks. So I guess I try to avoid that happening. I can fight the sidekick if I play Lockheed. I think that's a good enough reason to do so. I fight you for 4. Gain you to the top of my deck. And then I need to Okay, I could buy an officer to try and get to all of these artifacts, which are very expensive. Or I could buy Obliterating Fire. This guarantees let me fight some shit next turn. What do you have? Not a lot. I'm gonna buy an officer. I need to get to these. And I need to find the Star-Lord MCU card that lets me discard artifacts in play. Otherwise, a lot of these MCU Star-Lords aren't going to work. Alright, I draw 2 cards. Then I draw a card. Then I draw a card and get +1 recruit. What is the last card in my deck? It's not gray. Because I have KO'd a Trooper on this side. What's your escape effect? It's a pretty bad escape effect. Oh, I know what it is. It's the Yondu 2 cost. Losing that would kind of suck. I could buy Implanted Memory Chip on this side. This card's just good. Yeah, okay. I don't like that, but I'm doing it. Fight you for 3, fight Feast. If it feasts on a non-gray hero, you get +2 recruit. And I could buy Implanted Memory Chip, or I could buy an Obliterating Fire and a new recruit. Gonna buy Obliterating Fire. So Soaring Flight means I get it next turn, and I'm buying a new recruit. And next turn I can kill a lot of things. It feels bad to lose Whistling Arrow, but I think it's fine. I would rather this not escape. So Ambush. Each player simultaneously points their finger to accuse another player. Each player who is accused the most gains a wound. So both sides can only point their finger at each other, so both sides get a wound. Because you have to point it at another player, and each player who was accused the most gained a wound, and each side was accused 1 time. Okay, I can get 5 attack this turn, which is enough to fight you. Alternatively, I could fight the spikes for 3 and play this. If I feast on a non-gray, that would give me 2 recruit, and I could get Implanted Memory Chip. And if it feasts on a gray, I buy Element Guns. Gonna fight the Cytoplasm Spikes for 3. Fight Feast. If it feasts on a non-gray hero, I get +2 recruit. I would... I'm fine with this, so I can get Implanted Memory Chip instead. I play Darwin because the most recent hero I played this turn was a Shield Agent, and I buy Implanted Memory Chip. Okay, this is the one I need. I need Give and Take to make stuff like this work. Okay, so I get 4 Piercing Energy, and I KO this card. So I can kill some things this turn. Probably you and the spikes. I draw a card and I get +1 recruit for each other ranged hero I played this turn, which is 1. Oh, this sucks so much. I don't want to lose. Why do you have a wound? Oh, right, the ambush. I really don't want to lose any Iceman cards. I'm gonna fight this for 3 piercing energy. And I'm gonna fight you for 1 piercing energy and hope that I don't regret it. Okay. Am lucky. Another obliterating fire. Oh. It's an expensive HQ. Ambush, Contest of Champions Instinct. Each player that loses must discard a card. If evil wins, the runner gains a shard for each card discarded this way, and he pushes forward 2 extra spaces. Oh. Well, that blows. I guess this side's revealing Frostspike armor, and this side's revealing Melinda May. Okay. So, left side lost, because Melinda May is worth 6, and Frostspike armor is worth 5. And evil did not win. Unfortunately, I just lost 2 really good cards, but it's probably fine. So left side needs to discard a card. You know what? Judging by what I currently have in my hands next turn, I think I'm okay with that. Alright, so the first time I play an artifact each turn, I get +1 recruit. Once per turn, I gain a shard. Two recruit. Triple shield, draw a card. This kind of sucks, but it might let me get... Actually, before I play this, is it possible for me to get a rare this turn if I draw into Maria Hill, technically? So I'm going to try, instead of buying element guns immediately. So 2 recruit, triple shield, draw a card. Okay, I didn't, but I think it was worth a shot. I'm going to buy element guns for 4. And oh, I should have bought give and take. I'm a fool. That's fine. I can get it later. And a new recruit. Actually, I'm going to buy another officer. The HQ is extremely expensive and I need to get to these. Maybe I don't need Driven Mad by Power, but Driven Mad by Power will be really good in this setup because I can KO all of my not artifacts. Alright, what the fuck do I want to do here? Well, I start with you for sure. 4 recruit KO, or 4 piercing energy KO this card. I need to remember that I played this turn. Then I draw a card and I get +1 recruit from playing this. Then I draw a card and I get +2 recruit for playing this and this. Then what if I just draw 2? That feels dumb. It'll make this turn worse, but my next shuffle will be pretty bad if I don't do that. So I'm just going to draw 2 here. 3 attack. No, wait, I played 3 cards, so there's no reason to do that. 2 attack, plus 3 more attack. 2 attack, plus 4 more attack. Then 3 attack, and draw 5. Yeah, 1 attack, draw a card. Unfortunately, can't buy this, which is a little annoying. These cards aren't particularly good on this side, unfortunately, so I'm not going to buy them on this side. What am I doing here? I have 4 piercing energy. What am I using that on? Probably this one. It's a pretty bad escape effect, and then I can fight the Supreme Intelligence for 10 and figure out what I'm doing next. So I'm going to fight this for 4 piercing energy. And I'm going to fight the Mastermind for 10. Fight! The Supreme Intelligence gains a shard for each Mastermind tactic, including this one in any player's victory pile. So that would be 1. Then I'm going to fight you for 4. Yeah, I'm going to fight you for 4. And you go on top of my deck. I could spend some shards to fight this. I don't think I need to. I'm going to buy Obliterating Fire. I don't think I want either of these artifacts. If I could get to Driven Mad by Power, actually I probably wouldn't do that actually. I'm going to buy Obliterating Fire. And I'm going to buy another Ice Slide. Wait, is this a common? Oh yeah, because this is the uncommon, right. So my next hand's going to be a little awful, but it's fine. I've got Obliterating Fire. Ambush, Supremor, and the Mastermind each gain a shard. Alright, once per turn, the first time I play an artifact, each turn I get 1 recruit. Once per turn I gain a shard. Once per turn I draw a card. 1 attack, Danger Sense 2. The sidekicks do count as villains. Sidekicks in the villain deck are villains. Okay, so that's 2 attack. Would I rather kill the wound or fight you? Fighting you gets me a shard. Fighting you doesn't get me a shard, but it just gets you out of the way. Fight you. Yeah, I'm gonna fight you. Put a shard on each hero in the HQ. When a player gains that hero, they gain that shard. If the hero leaves the HQ some other way, return the shard to the supply. And I'm going to buy not Whistling Arrow. Do I buy a 4th officer? That feels bad, but yeah, that feels too bad. I'm just going to buy a new recruit. Do I Obliterating Fire? Obliterating Fire lets me fight this and this. I don't know if I want to fight the spikes. That feels wrong. That feels very wrong. I'm not going to do that, actually. I'm just going to fight the runner, probably, with the Obliterating Fire. I could save it, but a lot of them are already KO'd, so saving them up seems like a mistake. So I'm just going to Obliterating Fire. KO this card. Then 2 attack, and I get 1 more attack from ranged. Then I draw a card and get 2 recruit. And I draw a card. And I get 3 recruit. Then 2 attack. And I gain 1, 2, 3, 4 more attack. I'm gonna spend a shard, or I could fight you with Obliterating Fire. No, it still spends a shard. I'm gonna fight you by spending a shard for 10 attack, or 11 attack. So gain this. Fight! The Supreme Intelligence gains a shard for each Kree villain in the city and or the escape pile. So that would be 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to fight you for 3 piercing energy, and I'm not going to fight the Cytoplasm Spikes. What am I buying? I'm buying Whistling Arrow for 2, which gives me... Whoops. Stop. Which gives me this shard. Then I'm going to buy Whistling Arrow for 2 again. And then I'm going to buy a new recruit. And I'm not going to fight the spikes. Okay, once per turn I gain a shard, once per turn I draw a card. That's annoying. I could fight this by spending the 3 shards. I'm gonna buy you for 4, which gives me this shard. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm buying Legendary Outlaw for 4. And I'm going to buy a new recruit. And I'm not going to spend shards to fight the spikes. I could spend the shards to fight Supreme War. Let me do that. I'm gonna spend my shards, fights. Actually, no. No, yeah, I will. Spend the shards, fight Supreme War. Get him out of there. Okay, I draw a card. Then 2 attack, plus 1 more attack. Gonna fight the sidekick for 4. Goes on top of my deck. I'm going to buy a new recruit. Once per turn I gain a shard, once per turn I draw a card. To recruit, draw a card. 1 attack, Danger Sense 2. Okay. The Scheme Twist actually isn't the end of the world right now. As long as I fight something this turn. Can I fight this and this? Yes. But that doesn't give me what I want. What I want is to KO Rock Slide with the spikes to get enough recruit to buy a rare. So I'm not going to fight the spikes. I'm just going to fight the sidekick this turn. I'm going to fight you for 4. Getting you to the top of my deck. And I'm going to buy Give and Take or this one. Probably get these first and then I can get Give and Take later. Alright, so Scheme Twist. Each player returns a sidekick from their discard pile to the sidekick stack. No one has any. Then 2 sidekicks from the sidekick stack into the city. Alright, I draw 2. I could beat something with Whistling Arrow? Hold up. How many shards do I have? I have 4? No. I'll play this first. Gain a shard. Then 2 attack, plus 1 more attack, 3 attack, draw 2, draw a card, plus 2 recruit, 1 attack, draw a card, 1 attack, draw a card, I gain a shard, and I can burn 5 to kill you? Burning 5 shards to do 7 attack is not what I want to do, actually. I think I just want to fight these two sidekicks this turn, so I'm not going to do this. Fight you for 5. And you go on top of my deck. Fight you for 5. Go on top of my deck. And I'm going to buy a new recruit. I could say give and take over here. But I don't want to. So Ambush, Contest of Champions, Instinct, each player that loses must discard a card. If Evil wins, the runner gains a shard for each card discarded this way, and he pushes forward 2 extra space, which sucks, but what can you do? This side's going to reveal the sidekick, this side's going to reveal Implanted Memory Chip. Am I allowed to do that? Cards played this turn? Is that the real wording? Am I allowed to reveal artifacts? Played this turn. Okay, so I can't reveal this. This side's actually going to reveal from the top of their deck. Does the top of the deck get discarded if you do that? Or the top of their deck. This side's going to reveal the top of their deck. Alright, that was good. So I guess this side's revealing element guns and hoping. This isn't going to work out. Never mind. I'm a god. I did lose 2 more range cards though, which sucks, but so left side lost and evil lost, but the right side won. So left side needs to discard a card. That's fine. Alright, artifact. Once the first time I play an artifact gets this turn, I get 1 recruit. Once per turn I gain 2 shards. Once per turn I draw a card. 1 attack, draw a card. 1 attack, draw a card. Draw 2. To recruit, draw a card. Okay, I can get one of the rares. Which rare do I want? Probably this one. Alright, 1 attack, Danger Sense 2. I could spend shards to KO Rock Slide and get 2 extra recruit. I don't need to do that right now. I'm just going to fight you for 5. And I'm going to buy a Sentient Starship. Okay, I draw 2. And I draw 2. Then I draw a card, and I draw a card, and I get +1 recruit. Then I get 2 attack, +2 more attack, then 2 attack, +3 more attack. I know this isn't a scheme twist, so I can kind of afford to fight you this turn for 12, and I believe I shall do so. Spend 2 shards, fight you for 12. The Supreme Intelligence and Kree villains in the city each gain a shard. It's fine. 4 recruit, another Obliterating Fire. This one for some reason didn't get Soaring Flight. Ambush, Contest of Champions Tech. Each player that loses must reveal their hand and trade a non-gray card from their hand with a card in the HQ that costs the same or less. Okay, so I think I'm just going to reveal 4 for both and hope that I win. If not, trading Legendary Outlaw for Give and Take isn't the end of the world. Trading Deep Freeze for Whistling Arrow isn't the end of the world. So this is fine. And both sides won. And Evil lost. I'm getting really, really, really lucky with these Contests of Champions, but I'm not going to complain. So once per turn I gain a shard, once per turn I gain a shard, once per turn I draw a card. 1 attack, draw a card. Would I rather gain a shard or would I rather draw a card? Drawing a card would put me closer to getting this in play, so I'm going to do that. So to recruit, I copy one of my once per turn abilities, so once per turn I draw a card. Then this, the first time I play an artifact each turn I get 1 attack, the first time I play an artifact each turn I get 1 recruit. And I'm going to buy this for 4. And I'm going to buy a new recruit, and I'm going to fight Layla Miller for Guardians, probably. I should have fought the spikes. I'm an idiot. My entire plan was to... Well, it's too late now. I'm going to fight Layla Miller for 5 and put her on top of my deck. Can this kill anything next turn? Sure fucking can. Let's go. Okay, everything's coming up Millhouse. We're doing good now. Master Strike. Supreme Intelligence gains a shard, then each player reveals their hand and discards each cards with cost equal to and cost 1 higher than the number of shards in the Supreme Intelligence. So I need to discard a 2 and a 3. I don't have any 3s, but here's a 2 that I'm... Well, that's not KO. Discard. And then this side needs to discard a 2 and a 3. Alright, so 4 Piercing Energy and KO this card. It's a kind of a waste of Piercing Energy, but it fights this, that's fine. Fighting one thing is fine. So this gets 3 attack because I played this gets 4 attack because I played this and this. I can fight the Supreme Intelligence this turn. So I'm going to do that for 11. Supreme Intelligence gains a shard for each Master Strike in the KO pile, so that's 1. These are supposed to be in the KO pile, I'm just putting them here to better keep track of them. And I'm going to fight you for 2 Piercing Energy, and I'm going to buy Whistling Arrow. Going to investigate for a Guardians. Wait, did I read out the lore of this battle? I don't think I did. Battle 4, Skinny Little Kid. After saving his home planet with his distant descendant, Yondu takes a job kidnapping the children of the Celestial Ego. However, Yondu grows to like one of the kids, who is skinny and can fit into places Yondu can't. Good for thieving. I didn't read the lore. I'm sorry. I'm investigating for Guardians, I think. Oh my god. We are gaming over here. Okay, so once per turn, or the first time I play an artifact this turn, I get 1 recruit and 1 attack. Once per turn I gain a shard, once per turn I gain a shard, once per turn I draw a card. 2 attack, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an artifact, draw it. If it isn't. And once per turn I gain a shard for each artifact I control, which is 6. And I'm going to spend all 16. Give me 21 attack. I'm going to fight you for 8. And fight the Supreme Intelligence for 10. And win. This played out exactly how I wanted it to play out. It's, well, sort of. I expected to have a Star-Lord deck, and I expected to have a other side deck, which was hopefully going to be a lot of ranged, and it was a lot of ranged. So this ended up being pretty much exactly how I wanted it to be. I wanted to use this more, but only one of them showed up, and I ended up KOing it. So Phoenix basically was a, hey, here's a card, clear the city with it. And it also helped with the Iceman stuff because it was ranged, so. This went very well. Let's count VP. Left side got 39, and the right side got 20. For a total of 59 VP, so let's see here. Forgot to replace Cable with Phoenix in the list, so let me do that real quick. Click here if you won, enter your total VP below, 59. Surprised this had so little VP. I guess I was fighting a lot of sidekicks. Yeah, Star-Lord's very good if you get both of them. Yeah, artifact decks are extremely strong if you have a lot of them. I didn't even get Hadron Enforcer. It's very sad. And like, there was still a lot of room to improve the decks here. Like, these two would have been great. These two would have been great. This one would have been good on the right side. It wouldn't have been good on the left side. The left side, I would have made more than 13 attack with this probably, and yeah, destroyed the world and everything inside. But on the right side, it would have been fine. I didn't have a whole lot of attack cards on this side. I had like Give and Take. I had this, but this doesn't have a lot of printed attack, so Driven Mad by Power would have been really good on this side if I had gotten to it. I could have gotten it last turn, but I forgot about the Rock Slide Cytoplasm Spikes combo to get an extra 2 recruit. So it wouldn't have mattered in the end anyways, but it would have been cool to do it. Anyways, we beat Battle 4, so that's going to do it for today. Next time we're moving on to Battle number 5 in Yondu's Hero Path. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys then.